Heaven is my Father's home. Heaven is my Father's home. Heaven is my Father's home. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. Christ lead me through no dark road, that He From you hear the voice, Alex Soers and the wife here. Come and find me. There is a home, oh golden city, right mansion awaits me in the sky. Oh, you can enter this golden city. Just repent and be baptized. There is a home, oh golden city, right mansion awaits me in the sky. Oh, you can enter the golden city. Yeah. Just repent and be. There is a home, there is a home, there is a home. There is a home, happy paradise. We're saved, there is a home, there is a home. Oh, there is a home. Come revival. Happy paradise.
And good night to you, Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Once again, it is time for Talking Points. My name is Sheldon Scott. I will be with you up until the 10 o'clock hour. It's now 16 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock on the Spice Isle of Grenada.
Politics, you divide Grenada and that's no kicks.
Do hope that you all had a fabulous day today.
Politics, politics. Now so many things I will have to fix. So I go fix up them old police station to
Saying a special good night to those of you joining us on the YouTube, those of you on the Facebook.
about an ex-prisoner escape. And I go fix up all those high prices that most Grenadians can't afford. Instead of demolishing those poor vendors, put along the side of the road and leave them balling with them out close. Oh God, baby, Jesus is up.
A reminder tomorrow, folks, the voters list will be out. A brand new voters list. The addendum to the list should be out tomorrow as well. You need to pay attention. If you or someone you know have been registered between April 1st and June 30th, 2026, you need to check the addendum to make sure that said person has been properly registered.
Is open up some doors. Why the hell food prices gone up so fast? Transformation.
And saying good night to all of you listening via We Noise Radio, We Noise TV.
Transformation in we mass. You only looking out for the upper class. Transformation in we mass. You don't care if the poor ones are too with grass. Transformation in we mass.
Fergie, I got your message, my dear. Hope you're feeling much better, yeah?
Oh, yo, yo. Ballin', ballin'. Never stop, tell me howdy. All because of politics. Politics. Friend and family turn me enemy. I just say yes, I love the progressive sciences hotel making last suggest. But then I remember John Thomas was the one who led the protest. But now we robbing up the same white boys like a bed bug in the night. But just remember the local workers and make sure that you treat them right. Don't leave them balling with them out close. Oh God, baby, Jesus is up the blows. Grenadians balling with them out close. They say when you're poor is when you expose. My people.
Yes, and just to let you all know, tomorrow it's going to be happening out there at the Heinze, well, we just call it the Heinze School, but it's properly the St. George Anglican Senior School. That is the New National Party Town Hall series continues, the People's Conversation. And indeed, our good brother Troy Noel will be heading over by him, and leading the contingent will be political leader of the New National Party, the Honorable Emlyn Pear, Mr. Gregory Boyne, Mr. Nimrod Oliver. All right, and they'll be speaking on the topics specifically of housing and infrastructure. Yes, so folks, you want to hear what the New National Party has in store for housing and infrastructure, and you want to also lend your voice to the discussion, because remember, it's a town hall, so you getting a chance to say, hey, we think that when the New National Party returns to office, this is what you need to consider for housing, this is what you need to consider for infrastructure. So the New National Party will be putting forward the plans that they have thus far, and hearing from you what you think about it, what you think needs to be added to that, what you think may need to be changed about that. So it's starting at 7 p.m. That's 7 p.m. tomorrow, and it's going to be taking place at the Heinze School, yeah?
To talk, he said the little work that he get in Culture Foundation, they take it back. And how we wish he could have take back his vote, because that is one thing he regret. Because apart from all those gallant feds, ESE they do nothing yet. Canadians balling with them out close. Oh God, baby Jesus.
Also remember, Follow Me Fitness continues. I wonder if I have the Follow Me Fitness. Where is it? Yeah, Follow Me Fitness continues. Folks, if you get the chance, head on out and take part in that, yeah?
Boss, my people balling with them out close.
The cost of the package are $75.
God NDC.
Music by DJ Killer Sound.
Canadians balling.
And it took place today, so the next day will be on Thursday. Yeah, there'll be none tomorrow, but it'll be taking place on Thursday. And remember, what you learn there, you can continue. So you're going there, and you can learn all the different activities and so the way to keep yourselves fit, and then you can keep doing it. Yeah.
Raise up your glass, transformation in we must.
So the number that you can call 410-3711.
We must.
That's 410-3711. Follow Me Fitness, yeah. So yes, indeed, folks, yeah. It is a Tuesday night on the Isle of Spice.
Balling, balling. Politics.
Yeah, also remember, folks, there are the Bethel and Associates. They have that training going on up there in Carriacou. Yeah, so you could get your certified training. That's upstairs Nawasa up there in Carriacou. You could head on to Bethel and Associates. Nice, yeah. They have the seamen training. So if you want to go and work on them vessels and them, you want to work on the cargo vessels, you want to work on passenger vessels, you want to work on the cruise ship, having this training will assist you significantly. Bethel, all you have to give us a call one of these days and explain the thing to the people. Yeah, you could call us one of these days and explain the thing to the people so they know. Those of you in Carriacou, you're heading upstairs the Nawasa office, yeah? I believe they have an office in Grenada as well. When they give us a call one of these days, we'll get more information on the Grenada aspect for you. All right, nice, beautiful.
Oh God, baby, Jesus is up the blues. Canadians.
Also remember, you can call them on 415-3322. That's 415-3322.
Why the hell you read?
Good night to you, Camille Teresa Scott.
Information in we must. Know what you me thank
I did get your message, but I got it kind of late, yeah?
we must. But you driving wrong in Doctor
Today was just one of those days. I couldn't pay attention to the mobile much today at all.
in a fast.
So I got your message, but I got it late, eh?
Hey.
So remember, folks, the voters list is coming out tomorrow. I keep reminding you, and I may sound like a recurring decimal with it, but it's that important. Because remember, I've seen nothing regarding the addendum. As I told you, I'm seeing the consolidated, but I do expect that both the addendum and the consolidated will be out. You've got 7 days to challenge any of the names or object to any of the names that you see appearing on the addendum. If the 7 days have passed and you did not object to those names will be placed on the consolidated list of voters. Yeah? So you need to object before they go there. If you object and there's an objection, they cannot place those names on the consolidated list of voters unless and until there is a proper investigation that clears the person. Then they would be placed on the consolidated list. If it does not clear them, then they can't be placed on the consolidated list of voters. That's the law. So you will have 7 days, including 2 weekend days. And again, I have my issues with that. Definitely, that's a part of the law that needs to be looked at, including the weekend days. You have 7 days in which to make your objections. The other thing that I have an issue with is that during certain periods of time, I believe that the list, and that needs to be changed in the law as well, the list must be available to everyone 24/7. Yeah, I believe that the list must be available to all people, and you can't use the excuse that it's online as it being available 24/7. There are people in their 80s or their 90s, even people in their 70s, who may not be too au fait with using the internet and going online to go and get that information. You have to consider them. You have to provide for them. There may be people who internet down. Yeah, they may have no electricity in their place, electricity high, So they may have to use and utilize the lists in the area. The law speaks to the lists in the area. I don't think the law speaks anything to having the list online, but it speaks to those lists in the area. Now, those, in my view, must be available to everybody 24/7. So it can't be in a place that it's available. Listen to me carefully. It can't be in a place that's available between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. And then when people didn't get the chance to check in the day and they come home from work in the night, it's locked inside somewhere. So the place where it is locked. I do not believe that the list has to be in places like that. So it has to be carefully placed. My belief is that the list must be available 24/7. And if it is not available 24/7, you have created a situation where I am being denied my access to the voters list, which is illegal. I have to be given access to the voters list. So look at where they're placing it tomorrow. Look at where it is being placed. See if you have access to it at all times. What about the people who go to work after 7, they leave and they go on the way already? And these places in the communities are not yet open. And by the time they come back from work, these places in the community are closed. So it has to be placed places where people will have ready access to the list. That's not just my view regarding it. It is also the law. Yeah.
Grenadiers balling with them mouth closed. They say when you pour is when you expose. My people balling with them mouth closed. Yeah, them. Oh God, baby, Jesus is up the blows.
I'm saying a special good night to our St. Patrick listeners, the Patricians. Whichever part of St. Patrick East or St. Patrick West you are, I'm saying a special good night to you.
Why the hell you
And I hope that you're having a wonderful, fabulous night tonight.
in we mass? No what in me tanky can't even last. Transformation in we mass. What you driving wrong in dark tinted glass. Transformation in we mass. When I start to talk you say in a fast. Transformation in we
And what I'm going to do tonight, I'm going to keep the phone lines open. Yeah, I'm going to keep the phone lines open for you. You can call at any point in time. First things first, let me just clarify something here. And I'm sorry I have to be taking time on my show to clarify, but I think it is necessary because we have to, you see, if people think that every time they say something, you're just going to stay quiet about it, they'll continue to say things, and then they'll go to worse things and other things. And then sometimes people consider that you being silent means that you're guilty of something. So I'm going to speak on this particular one. I've seen and I've been sent between late last night and this morning, several people sent messages to me about me, and I'm being upset that I didn't get to go to the United States or whatever it is. So let me repeat something that I've said many times here on this program. I don't want no visa. Let me repeat it again, just for those who want to find something to talk about, and we understand the cheap psychology that they're trying to play. We understand the political angle they're trying to get. They want to create a situation of conflict between various members of the New National Party and between members of the New National Party and independent people out there doing their own thing. They want to create conflict and confusion between people. So they don't, the song does go, they don't want to see us unite. All they want to see us do is fussing and fighting. That is what they're trying to create. So these individuals, unfortunately, decided to use my name and attach it to some post, one of which, by the main culprit, the Manna Disgusting, has since been removed, I've been told, because I don't go to their page. But one of the individuals that was telling me about it said they removed the post after I posted my response. I have not been the holder of a U.S. visa for over 10 years. And that's nothing to be ashamed of. That's nothing to be embarrassed of. I say that here all the time. I am not the holder of a U.S. visa and have not been the holder of a U.S. visa for over 10, it should be this year, 2026, 10 years now. I've not had a U.S. visa. Yeah? when I do have an interest in going to the United States for whatever, I have a lot of family there, etc., but my family comes down all the time, whenever it is necessary, and I deem it necessary, I will organize myself and get to the United States. That is not a problem. That has never been an issue. But you see, it says everything about the people who are posting that, including the one in Paradise Junction. It says a lot about the people who are posting that than it says about who they're posting it on. You see, I can get up now and I can show a body of work for the last 30 years that I have done here in Grenada. I can bring people to homes and said I was part of the construction of that home for this vulnerable person. I can walk into many business places and I can point to many young people who are working, and now middle-aged people who are working in permanent and senior positions because of the work that I have done. I can go to any medical facility and I can show nurses that are there and even doctors that are there due to work that I have done, I have been part of over the years. And that's just in that sense. And there are many other things that I can point to in Grenada that I have been part of achieving. These individuals cannot do the same. They're not up to my level. I don't like to boast myself, but I have to say it tonight. They're not up to my level. They're not even close. Yeah? So they have to find ways of trying. They think that they're using some sort of brilliant strategy to create a conflict where there is none. Because simply, why would I be upset over something when I don't even have a visa to go? I've been to the United States before. I've been from the East Coast to the West Coast. I've been to Albuquerque. I've been to Houston, Texas. I've been to Atlanta, Georgia. I've been to various parts of Florida. I've been to Washington, D.C. multiple times. I've been to New York, actually only once. I've been to New York, but I've been to New York once. To Manhattan, and that would have been 11 years ago or something like that. Yeah? So I just want to clarify, because I found this evening I still got a 1 or 2 calls about people, Sheldon, what conflict is that? No, there's no conflict. There's no conflict. I'm not a small-minded person. I have no problems with these things. I'm not a small-minded person. They are trying to create the conflict. See it for what it is and call it out when you see it. Because today it's me, but you will hear a lot of that with a lot of other people. You will see them, and I'm telling you what they're going to do because I know they're going to do it. You're going to see them taking sample of people's voice, using AI, and have those people saying things about other people and claiming that person A said this about person B, and it's confused. See, they don't like each other, that sort of thing. Because the technology has gotten to the stage that you could actually do that. Yeah? You're going to, and please don't get caught up in sharing those things, because when you get caught up in sharing those things and a legal process is initiated, even you just sharing it, you have become part and parcel of the entire process. You can also find yourselves in legal trouble. Even if you're just sharing it to cuss them and say, what are you doing that for? You are one helping them share their message. So you're helping them spread their message to all the people that follow you, all of your friends, all of your family. You're helping them spread that message. But additional to that, you can end up being part and parcel of any legal proceedings that take place as a defendant. So you have to be careful with those things. It is coming. We realize that these folks who are in office right now are desperate. We realize that these folks who are in office right now, they're trying their very best to obfuscate every single issue that comes up and to have people focusing on individuals. We recognize that these folks are trying to get people scared to speak in this country, the country where they were birthed, the country where their navel string is buried. And even if you were not birthed here, and even if your navel string is not buried here, your parents own here, your grandparents own here, or your great-grandparents own here. And as such, you must have the ability to speak on things. I'm one of the people that say, for instance, the Grenadian diaspora must speak out on what they see in Grenada. I have no problem. I see people say, oh, they're in the diaspora, they're out there, they mustn't talk about what's going on here. Nonsense. You must speak about what's going on in your home. But what you must do, and that is a responsibility that you have when you're speaking out on what's going on in your home, you must find out the truth. Because we have too many people out in the diaspora talking bare nonsense, stupidness, because they are not aware of the reality here in Grenada. They're not aware of the reality of the average Grenadian and what they go through on a daily basis. If they have a full night's sleep, if they're worried that when they're having breakfast in the morning, they're looking out to see if the Grenleg van coming because it's coming to cut off the electricity. Or they're going to work and they see a Nawasa van in the area and they're worried because they're afraid that Nawasa probably coming to cut off their water. You have to become aware of the reality of what is taking place. Don't just eat all the propaganda that's being sent there. Because if you are in the diaspora and you were checking on the nonsense that was being put out, most of it paid for by the National Democratic Congress, you would have believed that you're coming to Grenada right now and see a hotel where the cruise port is. You would have believed that you're coming and outside the stadium there was this big city that was built outside there. And that you would think that you already have Project Polaris. In fact, it's gotten so bad. Since Jenny Simon did what she did last week and took that photo there, it has gone viral. So you see many other people taking photos and mimicking and that sort of thing. It's gone viral. And you know what they've done now? They have informed the Royal Grenada Police Force to take police officers and send down there along with private security, because if they need to find more security, they're already spending millions of dollars, millions upon millions of dollars on private security on a yearly basis. So they are going to send more private security, and members of the Royal Grenada Police Force have been informed that they have to start protecting the site now because they find too much people going inside and seeing that nothing is happening. We cannot continue this way. Grenadians, if we make the mistake and allow these individuals to have another go at it, another 5 years of the same nonsense that has been happening for the last 4 years, Grenada, your country that you claim to love, will be the worse for it. There is no area that you can look at, no area that you can look at in Grenada and say that the NDC has done more than the NNP has done. There is none. If you are a God-fearing, honest to yourself person, if you are being honest to yourself, if you are not just towing a party line, there is no area that you can point to and say this NDC government has done better than the NNP in it. Whether it is pension, because they continue to promulgate this fantasy that they were the ones that restored pension. The courts restored pension. Let me repeat, not the NDC, not Deacon Mitchell. The courts restored pension. There was a pension secretariat that was put in place by the new National Party. The pension secretariat's job was to collect the information from the people who have to receive their pension, so that one, they could have got their one-off payment, the payment that they have to get, that payoff. They could have gotten that, and that they could have start getting their pension on a monthly basis. That was through the work of the new National Party. Deacon Mitchell, who was a lawyer, never went to court and stand up for any pensioner in Grenada. In fact, he was working against the workers of Grenada. He never stood up and said, I'm a lawyer, I'm a good lawyer, I am going to defend the workers of Grenada, and I'm going to become involved in the pension case. You don't even matter pay me, or pay me half of what others usually take, or pay me quarter of what others usually take. He was busy representing Rum Factory and all these other places and them. He was not interested in you, the pensioners. In fact, the New National Party had already paid millions of dollars in pensions to pensioners for the few years before leaving office. And I'm talking about not the people who were on pension a long time, new pensioners that came in due to the Armstrong ruling. They received their money. But people like to conveniently forget or willful non-acknowledgement of the facts. So they want to give the impression that, oh, we restored what NDC? Anybody saying that is a damn fool. Excuse, I know there are children listening right now and I do apologize, but they are a damn fool. Anybody making that statement right now, dotish. They're disrespecting their ancestors who wished for education. Because the NDC did not restore pension. Let me repeat. It is a firm statement of fact that I'm making. Not a political propaganda statement to try and get votes. I'm making a firm statement of fact. The NDC did not restore pension. In fact, what they have done now is they have removed the pension from quite a substantial amount of people and create a susu. That's what they've created. They've created the NDC susu. You can't even call it a pension because it is not a pension. What they have created. It is a new scheme that they have created and they have taken away benefits from workers. If the unions don't want to acknowledge it, many of us who know better will acknowledge it and will say it, that the NDC had absolutely nothing to do with the pension. The secretariat was established under the New National Party. And the NNP simply was taking a phased approach to how you pay the pension. They decided to come in and pay everything one lap and cut. And what happened? A year later, you get hit with burial. All kind of confusion since then because you did not manage the finances of the country properly. Right now, we're in a deficit of 7.2% on revenues coming in. We're at a deficit right now. They have to expand into 2027. They've expanded the moratorium that they had. They've expanded that into 2027. So right now, they've put aside the fiscal rules until next year. So we must understand what is taking place in our country. So when I speak to the diaspora, I say to the diaspora, you are important. You must be part of the process. But at the same token, you must responsibly find out what is really taking place in Grenada and stop taking the approach that some of you take of trying to tell us what we're going through. We live in here. We are here. We are going through it. So when we go in a particular place and it's pothole here, pothole there, pothole all over the place, we are the ones that have to drive through it. We know. We are here. We are the ones that are going to the supermarket, and when we can't make it, we are the same ones that call in you and ask you to please send down the barrel for us. Because we really can't make it. The barrel might be able to help us for a few months. So you send down enough of this, enough of that, enough of the other. We know we don't have to go to the supermarket to fight up with that. And we know, we recognize that the price of foodstuff is up in the United States too. We recognize that. But there are measures that could be taken in Grenada. We don't vote for President Trump here in Grenada. We vote for our government here in Grenada. And whoever forms the government, whether we voted for them or not, they have a responsibility to protect us. They have a responsibility to look after us. So any measures that they take must be of benefit to each and every single Grenadian and even visitors to the country of Grenada. But we're not seeing that. Last night I went over the CPI, the Consumer Price Index, with you all, and you all saw within their own documentation they have spoken to an increase in the price of goods. They show no decrease anyway. Everywhere is increase. Whether it's fuel, electricity, water, rice, pasta, butter, meat, vegetables, everything. You're seeing continual increases. And it has been so for every time I go over consumer price index, last year into this year, year before, all you're seeing is continuing increases, but it gets worse now. And by the time the next one comes out at the end of this month or early next month, and you see what the CPI for the month of July, June looks for, and then July, my goodness. You could very well imagine. So we have to pay attention to what is going on in Grenada. When we in Grenada say to you, my friends in the diaspora, this is what is going on, believe us. Don't tell us we don't know what we're talking about and then give us a long soliloquy about what is going on in the US instead. No, we are living the reality here. So I'm saying, yeah, you have to have a voice. You have a part to play. But it must be based on fact. It cannot be based. When somebody approaches you and they say the NNP did nothing, NNP never do anything for the country, NNP ain't do nothing. When you hear that, immediately you're supposed to, alarm bells supposed to go off in your head. Because if you have not been in Grenada for the last 20 years and you come now, nothing you see was done by the NDC, you know. All of that was done by the NNP. Even the last NDC was not doing things that benefit Grenada to that extent. Whether it's the stadium or the cruise port, whether it's the bus terminal, whether it's the market reconstruction, whether it is the bridges that you see and so on. Even the Molyneux project, the NDC stopped a project that was in process, fired the contractor, the same Renault, that they had to hire back now to do the bridge. So it's still an NNP project that they went and they interfere with. We're still waiting to see the completion of the River Road project. 4 years, the people of River Road waiting for the River Road project to be completed. They have to pray no heavy rainfall now in the rainy season. They have to pray no serious weather system with thunderstorm in Pass Cross, or they know some of them might have to swim to get home if they could pass through the raging waters. And then you have people talking about, oh, they do so much for Tongue. What they do for Tongue? What have they done for the Tongue of St. George? You still have flooding taking place. Students getting marooned in the secondary school. In Wesley College, you still have students getting marooned there and in the primary school. This is the situation that exists there. You still have the residents at Dabo when they're coming down sometime. Problems. The people who live in River Road, problems. Now they're taking pieces of plywood and all kind of thing and block up whole piece of iron here, piece of plywood to try and block holes in different parts of River Road. A project that ought to have been fully completed. There's no excuse why the River Road project isn't completed right now. None. The people who for years was telling you about the public library and the public library and the public library and the public library. Yeah, shingles falling off from it right now. Shingles, somebody, they're falling down. Yeah, door and window and thing on it look like they're ready to fall down too. They have done what they do on it? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. And I will mention that that particular facility was part of a broader St. George development project that funding was sought for under the Blue Fund, the Blue Development Fund. It was here for development of various parts of St. George and so. That included Fort George and the library and other facilities around the town. That this NDC government refuses to acknowledge. So they have no reason that the library is sitting in the way that it's sitting right now. Because work could have been done on it. You could decide whether you're going with it as a library again. You could decide whether you're changing it into another facility and you're re-establishing a library in another location. All of that has to be taken into consideration. We know there are various texts and documents that are inside of there that are of historical importance that need to be properly digitized and preserved. And again, there's a project for all of that under the NNP. The NDC has done nothing on that. The museum, there's a development plan for the museum. What has this government come in? They come in and they have done absolutely nothing. There's a whole, I could read the plan to you. There's a plan for the development and enhancement of the Grenada National Museum. Once again, nothing. So there's a lot that has to be done, a lot that can be done, and a lot that must be done. And that's why I can stand here, well, not stand, but sit. That's why I could sit here and I could say at the top of my voice that there is no ministry, there is no department that the NDC can look at and say that they have done better than the new National Party. None. Nil. Sans. Not one that they can point to and say, hey, we have done better than the NNP here. We have improved this particular area. No area. None. Yeah? We're going to take a short break.
Are you ready to take your brand to the next level? Look no further than the Chameleon Design Studios, the creative powerhouse behind Key Central and dozens of standout brands across Grenada and beyond. From web designs, animations, and motion graphics to custom video productions, we bring your visions to life with unmatched efficiency and professionalism. Need a logo? Logo design starts at just $1,500, and our starter pack includes brochures, call cards, and letterheads. Whether you're launching a new business, revamping your identity, or telling your story visually, Chameleon Design Studios is the new face of designs. Call us now at 1473-422-8601 or scan that QR code. Follow us on Instagram at chameleon_473. Let's communicate. Call us today.
Yes, indeed, folks. Remember to give Chameleon Designs a little call. Fado! Yeah, man, I hope everything is all well and okay with you. And as I was saying, folks, there is no area that you can point to. For instance, if I say, let's speak about the area of healthcare, and you look at the new National Party, any 4 years, in fact, forget 4 years, because if we put 4 years of the new National Party against 4 years of the NDC, it would be very unfair to the NDC. Because we could actually put any 3 months or any 4 months of the NNP against the 4 years of the 4 years of the NNP against 4 years of the NDC. 4 months of the NDC. I'm mixing it up, isn't it? Yeah. 4 months of the NNP up against 4 years of the NDC. And if we're looking at healthcare, have you seen any significant improvements in the field of healthcare in Grenada? You've seen them calling Mount Sinai and these people and so on. And they have made some changes in operations. How much has that affected? Those of you that have the unfortunate reason to go to the general hospital for whatever reason. Yeah? Has that really improved the services being offered to you? Are you getting the medication you're supposed to get? What about those people in some of the other facilities? Those of you who are using the health centers. Have services in the health centers improved? Has healthcare improved? Because we heard the minister, after 2 years, the person who holds the portfolio of minister right now, after 2 years, he said to us that healthcare had not really improved. That there was no improvement in healthcare. There wasn't any improvement in healthcare in 2 years. We heard that from the person who holds the portfolio of minister now. We hear he get real buff on that one, so he can't repeat the statement again. He get real buff. Now the major thing in healthcare for them is that, and the reason that healthcare, when they do their polling, they have seen healthcare as one of the main issues in Grenada. The reason it's one of the main issues in Grenada is because they have brought it so far down that people can't access services and are speaking about it. You're still having people going around right now. We should have been in to national health insurance. That was the direction the NNP was heading. By now, we should have been in national health insurance along the lines of at least what Turks and Caicos have. And let me tell you what happens in Turks and Caicos with their national health insurance. In a basic sense, if you have some condition, let's say a person is found to have cancer and you need to get immediate treatment, you can fly to either Miami, you could go down to Colombia. They send a lot of folks down to Colombia. The government will pay for your treatment and that sort of thing. So they're paying for your treatment, and you would have a family member going with you, and that family member, their accommodation will be paid for. So they said sometimes they tell you, go ahead and we go send the check. Or they give you the check and they send you with the check one time. But they will be paying for the family member who is accompanying you to Colombia or to the US. They'll pay for the place, the hotel or wherever that person is staying. They'll pay for that and give them a little per diem as well. That is how far they go to assist if somebody has a particular thing that cannot be treated within the Turks and Caicos. They pay for that to help you. And other minor procedures that can be done in the Turks and Caicos. If somebody without the health insurance, like one of us, go there and we have to pay for that, we will pay an exorbitant fee. Meanwhile, the people from Turks and Caicos, they do pay, but they pay a small or next to nothing for some of the services, and some of the services they don't have to pay anything for it. And we're saying that by now, had they decided to be honest with the Grenadian people, to be honest with the company that was here working in Grenada, had they decided to be honest and work along with them in the interest of the Grenadian people, by now we could have gotten to that stage. So that if somebody, a child has to do treatment for leukemia, that child could have been flown maybe to the same Colombia, because the pricing seems to be okay there and the services are very high quality. So that child could have been flown there with a family member to make sure that everything going okay with them. Or down south in Trinidad to one of the centers there, or over to Barbados, or even the US. But at least that there would have been some facility to be able to fund that person's travel, the people's travel, so that you could save a life. This government destroyed that. They destroyed that. That was coming for you. They destroyed that. You need to know that. They destroyed national health insurance. That is why they're not speaking about it. It's only Gala and who could put on sash and African outfit. That is what they want you to focus on. But if one of your family member falls ill right now, where you should have had national health insurance to be able to assist you. So even if you had to find money, you would have had to find half the amount you had to find now, or quarter the amount you had to find now. And in some instances, you would not have to find anything because it would have been covered under the basket of goods under national health insurance. This government denied you that. This NDC administration denied you that. So you don't have it. That is what the NNP was putting in place for you. That is when you heard the former Minister of Health, Honorable Nicholas Steele, and others speaking about it, about national health insurance, and you heard the former Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, speaking about national health insurance. You need to know what was coming for you, so that some of the elderly people would not have had to try and be waiting to see if the seed money come because their blood pressure medication run out. And they have to see if they get enough to be able to go and buy. But that those elderly people would have gotten their medication zero, no money, just getting their medication and so on. And not just from the government service, but within the private sector, there would have been mechanisms for them to get their medication in the private sector and not have to pay a cent through national health insurance. That children would have been able to get different treatments and so on. You could have even added on things there as corrective lenses, eye surgeries, all those sort of things to improve your quality of life. Not cosmetic, to improve your quality of life could have been covered there. Dental could have been covered under that as well. This NDC administration denied you that, because within 4 years, that entire process could have been completed and you could have been receiving these services right now. NDC denied you that. They want me spend time talking about myself. They want me spend time defending myself and defending this and defending that. No, this is what we're going to talk about. This is what we're going to discuss. Show me an area they can't talk about housing. Because if Hurricane Beryl, God forbid, did not pass, NDC had no housing to talk about. We know they're afraid the symbol of the new national party is the house, so we know they're afraid housing. So they came and they bamboozled the people. Yes, bamboozle the people. And talk about 500 houses a year. And people bought into it. Because some of the young ones, they want to be able to move out from mommy and daddy and have their own. They want a level of independence. They want to just build downstairs mommy or build downstairs daddy and have their apartment there. They want to shift out. They want to move. Even if they're just down the road, they want to have their own. Even if it's in our next village, our next parish, they want to have their own. In some instances, even if it's on our next island, because you might be in Carriacou and you want to live mainland, or you're in mainland and you want to live Carriacou, or Petit Martinique. So young people, they wanted their own. A lot of folks are not only the young people, you have middle-aged people too. They hear that 500, well, I must get one. You see, I in front in every rally. Me and them is good friend. I must get one. Joke Jody are still waiting on the 500 houses. They built 17 that was part of an NNP project that was existing for Dunfermline before. And come and tell you all that is 17 houses out of the 500 that they had to build. And they're supposed to build 500 a year. In fact, one time they said 500 per parish per year. When they started to sell the thing, they started to sell it. So they went as far as to say 500 per constituency per year. That is how far they went with this thing. And people were going to the rallies and saying, yes, I will get a house. And then PN tell me that, but I will get a house. I must get a house under NDC. But if you want a house, you have to vote for the house. And the only way to vote for the house is to look for the symbol of the house on election day. I'm saying this to you, the people out there who need a home. You're fed up. You want to be paying rent again. You want to pay to own. So the NNP is saying, we will provide the opportunity for you to pay to own. We ain't going and build 17 houses at $1 million a house. And then come to bamboozle you and say, hey, we're going to sell you each house for 0.3 million and 0.2 million and 0.5 million. We're not going down that road. Because where does the young person that have a look at job and they're working for 2,500, if they're lucky, because most of them working for under that, but 2,500 or 3,000, which credit union, which bank is going to give them $500,000, $700,000? Because remember, in most instances, they had to buy the land too. So in some, it's going up to 700 and as much as 800,000, that they would have to get to go and buy the property and the house. Because the government ain't gain them land. And this is the situation when it comes to the housing. But the NNP can show that they did more bathroom and toilets than the NDC has done with this WASH program. You go through St. David, and it is just the better quality in many instances than what the NDC is doing now, and in some instances the same thing. But they create a company. The company didn't even register. The cabinet of Grenada approved hundreds of thousands of dollars for the company. So they give money to a company that didn't even finish create. And when you do hear the directors of the company, it's reading like a NDC executive meeting. We have a caller on the line. Let's go to the phone line. Hello, good night. Hello, good night.
Good night, Sheldon.
Hi, good night. Go right ahead, caller. You're live.
Yeah, I want to ask you something. When you register, as you register for the last time, you have to go back and re-register again?
No, if you voted the last election or were able to vote, right? No, you don't have to register again. But what you need to do is make sure that your name is on the list.
Yeah, because I looking on the list and I ain't see my name on the list. So. I live in the south.
Contact me. Sorry about that. Contact me on 421-7279 after the program. Just send me a WhatsApp there now, with your information, and I'll confirm with you and get back to you. So 421
Okay, thank you.
7279. Hit
Yeah,
me
because
a WhatsApp there.
I always voting. I've voted a lot of years now, and then I go on the side to see my looking all over and the side to see my name.
I'll find it. Once it's there, I'll find it. So you and anybody else that is having that problem, send me a WhatsApp with your information, your proper name, and where you're supposed to be registered. Send it to me on 421 7279, and I will find it for you.
Okay, thank you very much.
And if it's not there, then we know we are work to do. Right. Yeah, if it's not there, we know we have work to do. Yeah. But show me an area that the NDC can openly and truthfully, honestly, before God, that they can go and say that they've done better than the NNP. And there is none. There is none. Whether it's the fisherman who end up losing the ability to send fish to the United States. Because even if they were threatening Grenada with it, we had leadership that was able to tell the Americans, hey, let's chill with that now, man. We go get to it. We go deal with that. We're dealing with COVID right now. We're dealing with other things. We're going to deal with that. So you had government that had the ability diplomatically to speak with other countries to forestall these kind of things. Under the NNP, artists in Grenada did not have a problem entering the United States. Let me repeat. Artists, those are you soca artists and groovy artists. You all know right now under NNP government, you all could have jump a plane and go to Barbados and get your visa to be able to go and perform in the United States. And you did not have a problem. Especially when it had fellas like Adrian Joseph in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. You did not have a problem. You were getting through. You were able to go through the carnival season here. And then the Wednesday after carnival or the Thursday or the Friday, you could have been on a plane and you're up in Brooklyn to go and perform. This NDC administration, they have caused you all to lose your visas. You lose it. They call you all and take back your visa. All the years NNP in office, some of you all are actually cultural ambassadors and lose your visa to the United States. Imagine that. Your government doesn't even have the capability to speak to the Trump administration, the US government, and say to them, hey, these people are cultural ambassadors for Grenada. You have to give them special consideration. Not even that. And then the average person now, they can't even get a visa to go in the US because you got to pay all the money to go over in Barbados and so on, which we understand, that part of it. But after you go there and after you go and you organize and everything, the only thing Grenadians getting now is a 3-month visa. Let me repeat. Grenadians ain't getting no 10-year, multiple, whatever they used to call it, visa again. All Grenadians are getting now is a 3-month visa. And when you're visiting the United States, they generally do not allow you to stay over 28 days. So if you're going, you better know that you're going for a short time to come back. And then you have to pay, when they give you the visa, they're giving you the visa on payment of a bond. So you have to pay between $5,000 to $15,000 US. So understand the kind of money you have to have before you even consider buying your ticket to go to the United States. Before you even consider that you're going up and shop and come back or whatever. You have to have bond money. So you have to have a 5,000 or 15,000 sit-down day that the US is holding on to. And if they give you 28 days and you stupid enough to come back on the 28th day, they're using that as the excuse and hold the 5,000 US or the 15,000 US. That is what this government has put you into. And it's nothing other than this government. They cannot deny it because St. Vincent don't have it. St. Lucia don't have it. Antigua have it. Antigua get lashed with it. Trinidad don't have it. Barbados don't have it. So how come the other countries ain't get hit with it and it's just Grenada and Antigua? It had to be something specific to what is taking place politically in those countries. That is why we are faced with what we are faced with right now. The US didn't go to other countries and say to them, hey, or you take a set of we people and them that we don't, well, not our people, but people we don't want in the country, and we're sending them out. The US didn't go to them and say, they came to Grenada. Why did they come to Grenada? Because they see our present administration as less. We have a caller on the line. Hello, good night. Hello, good night. Hello, good night. Yeah, callers, if you don't pay attention to the phone line, we won't keep it for long. You're supposed to pay attention to the phone line when you're calling. Let's go back to the phone line. Hello, good night. Hello, good night. Hello. Hello. Okay, that person isn't paying attention to the phone line. They're listening to the radio in the background. Once again, when you call, pay attention to the phone. And when I say pay attention to the phone, I mean listen for a response on the phone that you're holding in your hand. You can't have the phone holding it so and waiting to hear me on a device over there. Listen for me on this. This is what you call me on. Listen to me on this. Pay attention on this. Listen to hear when I answer on this. Don't listen to hear when I answer over there. You call me and you use this. Talk to me on this. Listen to me on this. Don't be listening to anything else to hear yourself. Listen to me on this. This is a recorded program. You will hear yourself tomorrow, next week, next year, 10 years from now. The recording is there. You will hear yourself. You don't have to hear yourself live. Yeah? You don't have to hear yourself live. Let's go to the phone line again. Hello, good night. Hello, good night. Hello, good night. Okay, that's the last time I'm answering that number. That number from now on you're blocked. Right. 440. No, I'm serious. I'm not going to go through that again. If you can't understand a simple thing, and it's not the first night that that particular number is doing that. It's very, very easy to understand. Yeah, if it's somebody that I recognize it's a new number calling and somebody that may not know. Yeah, but if you're doing the same thing every night, you can't expect us to just be there, hello, 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 hello every night. We're not going to go through that. Yeah, so from now on, I will just block the number. Right? I'm sorry, we want to hear from you, but if you're not learning, we can't help. Right? 440-7377. There is no area that the NDC can point to and say that they have outperformed the NNP. Well, I could point to one or two areas. Yeah? And it's not outperformed. They have done what they accuse the NNP of doing. If you're speaking about graft, if you're speaking about corruption, the NDC is number one. You have a prime minister that is a CBI agent. You had a minister of finance that is a CBI agent, was a CBI agent. You have ambassadors that are CBI agents. You have all that sort of thing going on. Yeah? You have all of them kind of thing going on. You're hearing about all kind of strange payments being made. You're hearing about all kind of accusations of shadow companies being registered in the names of other people, while the ministers and senior people within the political organizations are the true financial beneficiaries in the background of those things. You're hearing of companies that are coming into Grenada, and those companies are directly involved in the political process here in Grenada, and those companies are also making specific payments to that political organization. You're hearing all them kind of thing, and not just hearing it, because in a lot of instances, the things I'm talking about, there are documented evidence to back up a lot of what I am saying here right now. Documented evidence. Yeah? If you're talking about trying to manipulate the voting process in Grenada and having people who are openly, and they can't say, well, it's not the NDC that doing it and them kind of thing. Or look at that, talk to the person and tell the person resign. They are openly out there in NDC function with a t-shirt and thing on. And then they want to be in charge of an electoral process for different areas. No. We can't have them kind of thing taking place. Yeah? Let's go to the phone line. Hello, good night. Hello, good night. Let me make sure this is on here. Hello, good night. Hello? Let's see when they go decide to answer. Hello, good night. Caller, you're live on the program. Now, I know I will do after this. I'm going to just block the number off the phone. Serious. Nah, you can't be tying up my phone line and you just saying nothing. No. I'm not going to call your number on air because I know you've called before, but this is stupidness now. No. Plain talk bad manners. That's stupidness now. You know better than that. Stupidness. Don't do that. Yeah. So if it's that kind of thing, I could say that the NDC has outperformed the New National Party in traveling. Yeah? Every minute. I sure these people might change passport already. I sure that the passport that these individuals receive when they come into office, they run out of space in them, and those have been changed. Yeah? I'm nearly sure on that those passports have been changed. Let's go to the phone line here. Let me see if I could get you on this particular one. Come on, answer now. Yeah. Hello, good night.
Yeah. Good night, Sheldon. I've been calling you on the landline and I've been answering you. I'm listening to you and I see you answering, but I don't hear you at all. I'm listening to you.
You that doing that there? Don't tell me that.
No, not me that doing that. Somebody called before me. Twice.
Okay.
I wasn't getting through. You were saying hello to the other people.
It's not you that I see calling. There's somebody else who, you see, because the same person, look, they're calling again on that line. But go right ahead.
Yeah. Yes, good night. Good night, Master Sheldon.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Master.
What I want to find out is...
Master is so when you're a child, I saw when you're under 13 and them kind of thing. Well, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes, good night. Now, I want to find out what are the criteria for persons, for the government, whoever, to put a list in a constituency in an area, because where I live, over all the years, there always have been a list there. When I go, I always check my name. But for some time now, the list is not there. I know they did some renovation in the shop and the people might have moved it, but we've been asking. I asked, and I know Mr. Nimrod had asked, but up to now we hadn't seen the list back up in the shop. Mm-hmm. And we need the list because that is where we check our names. So I want you to help us with that.
Let me because one of the things it must be available for everybody to peruse. It must be in a prominent place. Those are parts of the criteria for it to be placed there. That's why they usually place it at places like the community health center or a police station in the area. Those kind of things, they place it there. Let me, and that's the thing. I've been trying to get a lawyer to come on. One did promise they would come on with me to discuss that, but they've since become extra busy with some additional caseloads. So,
okay.
But I will get one to speak to that because it has to be available to you. And you're saying there's none available in your area?
Yes, that is in Mardi Gras, and it's a while now, and I've been kind of following up on it. As a matter of fact, I talked to my representative in Mardi Gras. No, when I say representative, Mr. Nimrod. I spoke to Mr. Nimrod.
Mm-hmm.
And up to now, nothing has. He said he spoke to the people in charge. Up to now, we haven't seen come up yet, and we need that list up there. That is a critical list, a critical spot.
Yeah, because you're kind of Mardi Gras, kind of part in St. David's, part in Northeast, part in Southeast.
No, yeah, but we did. The shop in the Northeast. The shop I'm talking about is in the Northeast.
Yeah. No, but I'm just saying that Mardi Gras is an area that kind of split like that. It actually in 3 constituencies, according to which part of it you're in. All right. I'm a St. George Northeast. I know the shop you're talking about. Since you said the list does be in the shop, I know the shop you're talking about.
Yeah.
I know the shop.
Well, I need it there, please. Shop. We need it. Please, we need it there.
So it hasn't been there for a while, you say?
Yes, for a while.
But there's a place I know it always used to be before, yeah?
It always be by the door. As you enter, you find it hang up there.
Yeah.
And think, but what I know, there has been a turnaround, in the shop and advancement or something like that, it has been a change, and so on, because I don't think the lady that used to be on the shop I think she's there, but she's not in it. She's not out in the shop as before.
Well, what
She,
they,
she don't, when you, yeah, right?
what they should
So
have
it's somebody
done
else, but
is find a new area. If they can't put it in the same place, they have to find another area close by that they can put it so that everybody could access it, but they can't just not put it. That is madness. All right.
yeah. So please ask them for me.
I'll
For
follow
me,
up on
please,
that.
because we really.
Together with brother Nimrod, I'll follow up on that because I believe they should be going around tonight putting them up, or very early in the morning they'll be going around
Yes.
putting them up. Yeah.
Well, thank you very, very, very much. We need it.
No
because
problem.
put it in the police station is out of my area.
Okay.
You understand? Yeah.
All right.
All right then. Thank
Okay.
you.
No problem, my dear.
Bye-bye.
Yes, indeed. 440-7377. That is the number for you to call and get onto the inside. Yeah. So if it's traveling, yeah, NDC could say they beat back NNP in relation to that, because every time you're looking for one of them, I am sure that if you're looking for government ministers right now, at least 4 or 5 of them outside of the country. I'm sure if you're looking for them right now, 4 or 5, they're out. Yeah, and the thing is, if you're traveling, it's one thing. So traveling, no problem, you could travel. What are you bringing back for the people of Grenada? What funding, what grant funding are you bringing back? What technical assistance are you bringing back for the people of Grenada? I could say clearly when I was a government minister, a junior minister there, how much times I travel on behalf of Grenada? Maybe twice. And it's not that I'm upset, it's twice I travel. I had other opportunities to travel, but why leaving and go for if there's no benefit? I'm going to just jump a plane and go. I remember once they wanted me to go to Thailand. Yeah? There was a trip they organized. They said they want me to go to Thailand. They need me to go there to some forum or so. I mean, go. And you know why I didn't go? There's no benefit to the country if I know I was going. I could have gone and say, well, I'll go to Thailand and take a 2 picture and pose and say, hey, man, I was in Thailand. And you see, I get some nice picture and them kind of thing. I could have done that. But in my mind, one, even though it was being fully funded, because Dr. The Right Honorable Keith Mitchell and the NNP administration was very clear, they were not going to be spending taxpayer money to send you to these places unless there's some benefit going to come back to Grenada. So I could have gone to Thailand, could have go and eat all kind of nice food and thing and take the long trip and just say, well, I've been to Thailand and have that done, I've been to Thailand. But that was not important to me. If there was some benefit that I was going and getting to bring back to Grenada. So if I went there and then there was some organization sending back a set of technicians, technical people, trainers, people or something for a program, be it in youth or agriculture or anything here, that was one thing. But to just go and sit down and talk in a forum and have a conversation and talk and then do a tour of the place, I had time for that. And I will never have time for them kind of thing. Where I gotta be in Grenada. So what, man? Never see a beach before? I never see a waterfall before? No, I see beach and waterfall before. And the place with some of the best. And the place with the best beach on earth. Both Grenada and Carriacou. So I ain't have to go in them place for that. But that is not the mentality of the present group. They want their passport full up to say, well, I went here, and I went there, and I went this place, and I went that place, and I went the other. So if it's for traveling without bringing back anything for the country, yeah, man, NDC beat NNP head over heels when it comes to that particular one. But when it comes to development of sports in Grenada, NDC could say anything to NNP. Who it is develop all the playing fields around the country? Even if you look in St. David, who put the proper lights in La Sagesse that the NDC come and take out and put in the Mawes that they have there right now calling lights? Who was it that put in the proper lights? Was the New National Party. In fact, election night, they went under the proper lights to have the celebration that NNP put in La Sagesse. So the refurbishment work that was taking place there. I remember going to La Sagesse when the Track Blazers having their sports meet, both as the minister and as a private individual. And I remember Miss Williams and the others always saying, and they used to do it on the mic, Senator Scott, We need the lights. You see the place getting dark and we have to stop the sports. We need the lights. We have to get the lights. And Honorable Oliver Joseph told them, he said, all you're going to get the lights. We're going to make sure we go do it for all you. All you're going to get the lights. And he kept his promise and he made sure that they got the lights. The guy used to tell him, I say, Ollie, watch. I can't come up in another sports up here, you know. I can't take the embarrassment. I can't come up in another sports. And the people ain't get the lights. So Oliver Joseph made sure they got the lights and they had proper lights. Now they come and they take out the good lights he had. They put in some kind of lights inside it that everybody complaining about now. If you're going and hold a bingo or something is okay. You're going and hold a fete is okay. But if you're going and hold a proper sporting activity as nighttime cricket or nighttime football and so, the light leaves a lot to be desired. There are members of the Grenada Football Association been complaining about that the lights leave a lot to be desired. They are not structured properly. They're not the proper type of lights that are needed there. So you have those problems taking place. Yeah, 440-7377. Give us a call. Just remember, pay attention on the phone. We want to hear what it is you have to say. We want to give you the opportunity, but you understand. If it was like what one just now, they will be just answering and thing, yeah, we got to forget that. You understand? So when it comes to sports development, the NDC is nowhere even close to 10% of what the NNP do in any 4-month period. They're not even close to what the NNP has done in any 4-month period. The Grenada Football Association can tell you they get their headquarters under the leadership of the Honorable Emlyn Pierre. That is how the Grenada Football Association get their headquarters that they have in Queen's Park right now. I would know because the Honorable Emlyn Pierre sent me together with a team from the ministry and the GFA when we had to say this is the piece of area that the GFA going to go. This is the area that we won't give them to be able to build their headquarters. I was part of the team that went to do it. That's what I tell people. I can carry people and show them things that I have been involved in. They can't come and tell me, so they can't talk to me when it comes to that. Some of them ain't do nothing for their country, but they want to talk to people. Yeah? When it comes to the development of athletes, when it comes to facilities for the athletes, that our athletes could run on artificial track, and we had things like the Grenada Invitationals that this government destroyed. Now Barbados have an invitational, other people have an invitational. Everybody want to pick up now where NNP had it and where NDC drop it. Every other country in the Caribbean now want to rush and do it because they realize the benefit that it had to, one, tourism for the country. The games were being beamed to millions of people around the world. Millions, not hundreds, not thousands. Millions of people around the world were able to see the Grenada Invitational taking place in Grenada. And the Grenada Invitational, while a private company, could have only happened because Grenada had the facilities. Some of these athletes ain't going and running a place with bump on the track and all kind of thing to damage themselves so that they could lose out on the millions that they making in endorsements and so. You had to have A1 certified track and facility, and that is what Grenada had. And notice I say had, because we ain't have it again. They go and they redo the track up to now, ask them if they get it certified. They just want to say they do the track. But ask them if it has been certified. And if it is certified, to what level it has been certified. We can guarantee and tell you it has been certified A1 level under the new National Party, that you had the highest certification possible. They can't say that. So the NNP when it comes to sporting facilities, again, is the NNP when it comes to tourism. Whether it's hotel facilities, whether it's the cruise ship port, whether it's the underwater sculpture park, all of these things were done under the new National Party. The NDC can't match up to the NNP in any of these things. I think I missed 2 calls a while ago. Folks, call. Hey, good night to you, Giza. Hope you're having a wonderful... Well, good morning to you. Hope you're having a wonderful one. Yeah, folks, you can call 440-7377. And, you know, the main thing I wanted to discuss tonight, I haven't even touched on yet. Because I could talk about youth too, you know. I will come to what I need to talk about, but I could talk about youth too. Because if we just pull the first 4 months of the NNP and put that up against the whole period of the NDC, we have engaged more young people. The Honorable Emlyn Pierre, as Minister of Youth, I was the junior, but Emlyn Pierre, Minister of Youth, in 4 months has done more for youth development in Grenada than the NDC has done for a whole 4 years. Up to now, there should be shame to know you have young people coming out of the secondary school system, out of the tertiary institutions, NULO and TAMCC and so on, SGU, and they have no entry point for these young people into either the public service, unless you is one of them niece, nephew or children. That is when they had job for you within the public service now, so for you to enter into it, or within the private sector. They have nothing in place for you to be able to enter right now. We have a caller online. Good night, caller.
Hey, good night, Shalom. Good night, Talking Points.
Yes, sir. Go right ahead. You're live.
Yeah, Shalom. Quickly, I too have been looking for I know the list is supposed to be out tomorrow, but like recent times, I haven't been seeing the list where they're supposed to be. And I have been online looking for certain names, and those names, for some reason, has mysteriously disappeared. So I would like to get a list in my hands. I think we're doing something sometime this weekend. So that will be talking about afterwards. But something strange is going on with that voters list.
What I would say, partners, be careful how you enter in the names online to look for the names, because I'll say it here. One person called me and they check you to find the name for them. You didn't find the name. I found it in less than 10 seconds. So you have to be careful how you enter in the name. Yeah, be careful.
Well, the thing is,
the surname and the first name.
Yeah, well, Shalon, trust me, I know all about that, because that names I'm looking for, and they were there, and all of a sudden they're not there. I'm telling you, this is not something that I'm guessing. Up until a while ago, I just check it again, because I know the site was down.
What's up?
And since the site come back up, that problem was going on.
Hold on.
I realized since it go down and come back up.
Partners, WhatsApp me the names.
I would think.
WhatsApp it me,
and then,
to me. Yeah.
And you know, here what I find lately with this NDC people and them. To me, the NDC cabal is only concerned about winning an election and breaking the one-term cause. These people don't care about the betterment of Grenadians and Grenada on a whole.
Hold on, Papa. Let me correct one. That is not a curse, boss. That is God doing the work. That is not a curse. God does give Grenadians a little one-time with these guys, so for them to remember, hey, these fellas ain't worth the salt, and then he just put back NNP. So it's not a curse. It's God doing the work.
Because, Shalon, for the life of me, I cannot see that you got to call people to ask them who they go vote for and why they voted for them. That is some people that do.
No, if
you had to do a show,
let me tell you, you know I just be straight up. You know I just be straight up with you when you're saying certain things. That is common thing. That is polling, brother. Nothing is wrong with a political party calling people and asking them those questions. Nothing is wrong with that. It's up to you if you want to answer or you don't want to answer. Because hold on. And I want you to be careful here. Hold on. All political parties do it. It's not just NDC doing it. NNP does it, NDC does it, all political parties do polling. So you can't be saying that as though something is wrong with it. I'll say it here. Because I know one thing I will not be is a hypocrite. I can't know better and stay here and allow it to be said just to give an impression that, oh, NDC so wicked, look, they're doing something and this doesn't happen. No. All political parties do polling. All political parties send people door to door. All political parties do calling and so on, and poll people via phone calls and so. So let's be careful.
What I'm talking about is something entirely different.
No, entirely
different.
Yes, but
to be honest, hold on.
If I get
that impression, something entirely different.
If I get that impression, other listeners may have gotten the same impression too. So I'm clarifying it so that we're all on the same page. Go ahead.
Because what are they? That's supposed to be a personal thing. These people are doing this thing openly. I'm talking about openly. It's not something that is happening on a private phone call. It's something openly that's happening. And when you hear people saying that they're living from another area.
When you say openly, what do you mean by it's being done openly?
On radio programs. That's what I mean.
I know about that.
On radio programs.
I've never heard any radio program where that is taking place.
I'm telling you because I just listen to the programs and I hear it. So that's the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I ain't
but
talking about normal polling.
But come on, I mean that doesn't make any sense because okay, if I open the lines here now and I say everybody call in and say who you're voting for, which political party you think going to be in the lead from the beginning down to the end? It's going to be
exactly.
It's going to be the NNP, and if there are other programs that shall remain nameless, if they do that, it's obvious who's going to call there and say that it's the NDC. So that is just people.
So
people are self-pleasuring themselves. That is what taking place there. That's self-pleasuring themselves.
That is exactly my point. That is the level of desperation that they go to please themselves with a cult of personality. Because anybody can do that. Any political party can openly do that. They ain't doing it quietly, they do it openly. So they're pleasing themselves and they're trying to please the cult of personality. That's what I'm talking about. I know exactly what I'm saying. And I'm laughing at it because it is ridiculous. And then quite obviously these people don't care about Grenada. And I will say it again. Light bill gone up, water bill going up, internet, but I don't know what going on with that one. But these people don't care. They don't. I don't know about this thing, and it's like only people that really thinking straight. I guess some of their own supporters, they've seen it, they're feeling it, and they're ashamed to say, "Well, I'm going through that." I mean, come on, you go tell me a pound of saltfish in this day and age costing $20, and nobody finds something wrong with that? No, Shilon. We going on that kind of road the island, but anyhow, have a good night. I will text you them numbers, the names.
Send the names to me, yeah, please. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because I realize it's sort of technical when you're looking for the name sometime, because there are times that people have told me, hey, I search, I find the name, and then when I search, I find the name in no time flat. So you have to be, anyway, it's if you're having problems finding the name, again, 421-7279, send me a WhatsApp there with your name that you're looking for, the name you're looking for, whatever, and I will let you know that if I find it or I don't find it. And so we have a caller online. Hello, good night.
Good night, Mr. Sheldon Scott. Good night.
Hey, good night, Captain Teresa Scott. How you doing?
I just wake up.
Hey, Papa, so you ain't here when I call you out earlier and I say I'm coming. All right.
No, I come up early.
Okay.
Because so much of pain in the leg for the whole week. I have real pain.
With the weather,
and I came up early. What happened? A lady left her money for me to give she husband for bus. Mm-hmm. When I see her around 6 o'clock, he can't come. I take the bus and I come home and I come home, I lie down, I drop asleep. I tune in early. And then I take some medication and he knocked me out. And I just stand there and I say, hey, you're on.
Yes.
So I don't really hear from the beginning what's going on, what the topic is about, what you talk about, whatever. Mm-hmm. Anyhow, I'm here. I want to say good night to Mr. Watts, Patty and Matthew, and the lady, my friend in Grenville that passed today, with her husband. She's listening right now.
Hey, good night to you
three. And Sheldon, you must give her a shout out.
All right.
Yeah.
So good night to the lady. Good night to the lady in Grenville. She doesn't know what she name called, but she knows.
That's right.
Yeah, but good night to the lady in
Grenville. And you have to check in the everybody list to make sure that you see Camille Teresa Scott in Boucherville. Look out again for me. I know you was on already.
Yeah.
But make sure. Because somebody called me this morning. I think it's Dominic. Dominic called me this morning. And Dominic asked me about some Scott in Boucherville. And he asked me if it's my daughter. I don't have no daughter living in Boucherville. My daughter living in the town of St. George and one in the United States. So he have a lot of Scott.
Yes,
but not my daughter. Dominic is listening. Is not my daughter. So you all have to check them with good. Because a lot of strange people is living up here. A lot of strange people, Spanish. You have a lot of Caribbean people, I mean, they have Bajan, they have Vincentian, they have St. Lucian, they have Mexican living up here. I sit down in my house and see them passing. Some cannot speak English. they was wave and say, bonjour, good guys, good morning. Yeah. Anyhow, so all you do all you work because I cannot go and check on list. I can't work good. When I take a bus here, he dropping me right in the terminal and somebody hold me and I go and sit down. Because I've been in a lot of pain, Mr. Scott.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
And I know
So
when
I
the
want to
weather
say
sets
good
up-
night to my NNP party, friends, the family, everybody. And Mr. Scott,
Yes, ma'am.
I want to say good night to Mr. Andre Donald. I'm not hearing him. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I think I heard from him on
I am
Sunday.
not hearing him.
I think Sunday, it was
Eh?
Sunday or when I think I heard from him. I got a message from him either Sunday or
You,
somewhere.
you spoke to him?
I didn't speak to him, but I got a message from him on Sunday or somewhere there. It's either Saturday or Sunday.
Well, when you get message, tell him I say good night or good morning. He won't call me and hear me no man. He hear me worried. He hear me worried. I'm waiting for him when I go do here his voice. Anyhow, good night to the Grenadian people home and abroad. Not all the time I have little credit. I put on a $5 today so I could call the program tonight. Good night to everybody. I love you all. Dr. Mitchell, good night. Wherever you is, sir. Good night.
All right, Gabby, you have a wonderful one.
Yes, Sheldon, and I have something there for you.
Yeah, I'm going to make a pass you.
But I will not be there tomorrow because I have a funeral to attend tomorrow, please, dear Lord.
And tomorrow morning is when I'm in town early.
So, either Thursday or Friday, please, dear Lord, you're going to pass.
Yeah, because I'm in town early tomorrow. I have some stuff to
Eh?
sort. I'm in town early tomorrow because I have some stuff to sort out. So I'll see you on either Thursday, Friday, or Saturday.
Okay, good night to everybody. Love you all, guys, and keep praying for me.
All right. You have a
Bye-bye.
wonderful one. Bye-bye.
I'm going to funeral tomorrow, I tell you.
Yes, I heard you.
I'm going to Sotels
All right.
to a funeral.
Up a road.
Martha, good night, Martha and Papa, good night. They're burying his son tomorrow, please, dear Lord.
Oh, dear.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Love you all.
Bye-bye. Yes, indeed, Gabby, you know we love you as well. Do have a wonderful remainder of the night tonight. Yes, indeed. Folks, quickly before I run out of time. We have a prime minister that has been trying his very best to give the impression that he's the reincarnation of Maurice Bishop. He's been selling himself as the new bishop. He's been trying to recreate everything from the photographs that were taken with Maurice Bishop. There's a very famous photograph of Maurice Bishop together with the President Fidel Castro, the late President Fidel Castro, Daniel Ortega, and Maurice Bishop. So there's a very famous photo of that. He has gone and he makes sure he take a picture with the present president of Cuba, Daniel Ortega, and himself. So he wants to recreate everything as Maurice Bishop. His ministers have been very, very outspoken regarding their support for Cuba, and they're always going to support Cuba. His Minister of Finance, as we know, lost his visa to the United States due to statements he has been making. We've heard that there are other people within the administration that have lost their visas. We don't hear, they're not telling us who those people are. I don't know if it's embarrassment or shame, but they're not telling us who those other people are. We know that the present Minister of Foreign Affairs, he as well has said that we can't turn our back on Cuba and all sort of thing. And what have they done now? Turn their back on the same Cuba. So usually there's a vote that comes up every now and again regarding Cuba in the United Nations. And a vote recently came up, just was it last week or so? Another vote came up regarding the embargo on Cuba, and opening discussion regarding the U.S. embargo on Cuba that Grenada has constantly called for the removal of. All the Caribbean territories have basically been calling for the removal of. And Grenada, the country with the Maurice Bishop wannabe, the country with the group of people that calling themselves like the new progressives, that group of individuals didn't vote. They abstained from voting on that particular issue. The people who've been all the time trying to give you the impression that they are the new anti-imperialists and they're going to stand up to the US and stand up to this one and stand up to that one and all sort of thing. When the time came for them to stand up, in the United Nations, as Grenada under the new National Party, under the last NDC, and under previous governments have done, have stood up and said, no, we are supporting Cuba. They are brothers and sisters. We have family ties to Cuba. There are many families in Cuba that came out of Grenada, so there are family ties, and vice versa. So there are family ties between Grenada and Cuba. Because remember, our minister, I wonder what he had to say, boy. Let me see what the minister did have to say with this thing there. Yeah, let me see what the minister did have to say, man.
Not only of Grenada, not only of the Caribbean, but of peoples.
Let me go back
the
to the
world over.
Let me go back to
Cuba
that.
continues to be a trustworthy friend and partner. Not only of Grenada, not only of the Caribbean, but of peoples the world over. When the COVID pandemic broke out, Cuban doctors went as far as Italy to provide services. I didn't hear anybody talk about human trafficking or nothing like that. Mr. Speaker, we have not just a legal obligation. We have a moral and ethical obligation to stand by the people of Cuba.
Remember, he's the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the same one who just did not stand by Cuba. That's the man in Parliament just a year or so. Mr. Arnold? Yeah, the Rasta man telling you that. You are fake. You are fake. You are baff revolutionary. You are fake. I can't believe that man was part of the MDPM. You? That is the same man who didn't stand up with Cuba now, you know. The opportunity was there when he could have voted. When his political organization that in charge of the country representing the people of Grenada, they could have taken the opportunity now and vote and say, hey, we are supporting the Cubans and so. Cost it what it may, we are supporting. You're backing down so now. You're afraid you lose your visa too.
Mr. Speaker, we have not just a legal obligation. We have a moral and ethical obligation to stand by the people of Cuba. Were it not for the selfless support of Cuba, many of us would not have had the opportunities for further education that we got. On the other side, the honorable member from St. Mark, testament of that. Well, table enough for that. No. The renowned economist, Honorable Chotai, Brother Dennis Cornwall, and myself for a brief period. Our health infrastructure would collapse without the generous intervention of Cuba. And for that, we must always take a principled stand and at all costs avoid being opportunistic or transactional.
Oh, we must avoid what? Because remember, there's the same people who all of a sudden abandoned Cuba in the United Nations right now. And he's the man in charge of that, they abandoned Cuba. What you were saying? What you were saying there? Let me hear you.
We must always take a principled stand and at all costs avoid being opportunistic or transactional as it relates to the relationship between Cuba and Grenada. So the Prime Minister led a delegation.
Yeah, right, yeah. So the Prime Minister led blah, 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 blah. Yeah, just remember, that's the same people that now had the opportunity, because I have friends and I know that it is when I am in my worst that I just see my friends, that if I am lying on a hospital bed and visitor time reach and I raise my head, I know who I will see. I know for sure there may be others I might not expect and they go show up, But I know who are my friends who will show up for me when I am most in need. Yeah? And Cuba is most in need right now. You have electricity shutting down, shortage of food, all kind of thing taking place with Cuba right now. And when they need Grenada most, the fake Maurice Bishop wannabe and his cabal of other wannabes, these people abandon Cuba. All you call all yourself revolutionary, all who call all yourself progressives, all who call you all selves supporters of the ideology of the People's Revolution, all who call yourselves anti-imperialists and all this sort of thing, that's the government all you're supporting. While saying through one side of the mouth we will not be transactional and we're not going to operate in this sense with Cuba. Cuba has given us so much that we must be thankful to Cuba and we must support Cuba. While they're saying that through one side of their mouth, through the other side of their mouth, when they had the opportunity to talk, they hush. So Grenada is registered as abstaining, not absent, Not they wasn't there and they didn't have the opportunity to vote. They abstain. Them coward. Long I tell all of them fellas and them and no belly, they coward, Them coward. I tell all there's a bunch of path revolutionary wannabe that they all of a sudden they want to take picture like Maurice. Or they could talk like Maurice and thing. Anytime they talk without a script, a set of stupidness they're talking anyway. But he's like, Maurice, remind me of Maurice. Maurice was younger than he when Maurice was prime minister. Yeah? And I might have my issues with the People's Revolution. I might have my issues with Maurice Bishop and so on and the People's Revolution. Some of the things that were done there in Hopevale and other places. I have my issues with those things. But you don't see me going and try to play like I the new Maurice. But them who trying to play the new Maurice, when come time for you to stand up, all you afraid to stand up? All you sit down and all you hiding behind abstention? We know all you absentee from running the country already, You all are already absentee from running the country. Our treasury is now absentee with money. It don't have. All you broke the place. We operating in deficit. For the first time in how many years, maybe decades, we operating in a significant deficit. We had hurricanes, and the thing wasn't as bad as all you make it get right now. And when the time comes for you to stand up, for the same Cuba, Joseph Andal, when the time came to stand up for Cuba, you duck and hide. It's not we was saying it, and it's all you. So don't try to flip this on the NNP. We've said nothing. The NNP has said nothing on this issue. You all had the opportunity to stand up. The NNP record is there. At the worst of times, at the best of times, the NNP record has been consistent and the NNP record is there. But when Cuba needed you most, all you duck and run. Yeah? The Venezuelan president, the first country she visited, the first country after the U.S. mission there earlier this year, and she's left. The first country she visit when she leave is Grenada. First country she come to. Earthquake pass, back-to-back 7-pointers, killed thousands of people. You think Grenada was at the forefront helping and sending anything and helping them? All you ducking and hide. All this puff. All this Swizzle stick revolutionary. All you mix up. All this Swizzle stick revolutionary. What kind of revolutionary? You all are even proper orators. Much less for having the gumption to take principled stands on issues. Weaklings. Yeah? A bunch of weaklings. Folks, I see some people messaging me on the 440-7377. No, Send the messages, because usually when the program is over and I close down, that I don't see the messages there till the following day. So send the messages to me on the 421-7279 with the address, the name and the address. Spell the name properly, please, so I'll be sure it's the right person I have. The name and the address, send it to me on WhatsApp on 421-7279. That's 421-7279. Send a WhatsApp to me over there with the name of the name and the address of the people. I ain't see nobody message yet, so all I want to find out nothing yet. Right. Yeah, 421-7279. Send the information over there and I'll double check it for you. But how all you have moral obligation and thing, and all afraid now? All your obligation change now? All the moral obligation gone through? Yeah? How all you hiding now? Folks, before I run out of time, let me remind you all, tomorrow night, we have the town hall meeting taking place at the Heinze School, so there will be no talking points tomorrow night. We will be starting the town hall from 7 p.m. They'll be going live with the town hall. It will take us through the time that we usually have talking points. Yes, so there will be no talking points tomorrow night, but there will be back on Thursday with talking points for you. So there's the meeting taking place at the Heinze School. The Honorable Emlyn Pear will be leading the team. You have Mr. Troy. He is the new National Party constituency caretaker for the town of St. George, together with, let me see who else will be there again. What thing, add the thing right here and I'm going to move it. How does do that so? Right. Yes, so it is Mr. Troy Noel together with Mr. Nimrod Olivier, Brother Gregory Bowen, and indeed leading the team, the Honorable Political Leader, the Honorable Emlyn Pear. So those of you who are in St. George and surrounding areas, you can head on out there. The main topic for discussion is going to be housing and infrastructure, not just a rehash of what the new National Party has done. Because once Grenadians are honest to themselves, they know what the NNP has done when it comes to housing, when it comes to infrastructure in this country. They know the track record of the new National Party. It is the NNP that made sure that they had a pile of Chinese built houses in St. Mark and St. Patrick, in St. Andrew. Well, not St. Andrew in this wrongs, but they had in St. Andrew before, in St. George, in Beaujeju, and so, yeah, and in St. David. It is the new National Party that made sure they had all those apartments there that many of you who are in need now were supposed to get. But the NDC decided that those apartments too good for you. I tell all you, they don't like country people already. All you don't understand me. They don't like all you. So they find the houses in St. David, the apartments there, they find that was too good for the average villager, the average constituent of St. David. So they price it at a level that they know you will never be able to pay. And they put in mechanisms to ensure that the selection process could filter you out. You will never get it. And who they give it to? They're friends with the money. Yeah? People who already have apartments. And they get apartment there now. People who already have building and they get an apartment there and so. They filter it out and they make sure their friends and their family, yes, their family are the ones who get it. And they make sure that you all cannot get. They filter you out. They don't like you all. We have a caller on the line. Hello, good night. Hello, good night. Hello, good night. Caller, go right ahead.
Yes, Sheldon.
Yes, sir. Go right ahead.
On talking point. Presently, no, I can really say that Guinea have a prime minister. You know? No, a prime minister is like a father figure in a home. And if you, when you do check it out, Deacon Mitchell running away from responsibility. This is the reason why he don't. At every month, he spends most of his time in a next man country.
Mm-hmm.
And if you cannot he cannot compare himself with Maurice Bishop. You know?
But he's trying.
Maurice Bishop was more intelligent person and a more responsibility man. Now, let me tell you. And even I don't even classing Maurice Bishop as he was a prime minister of the country. You know the reason why? Maurice Bishop wasn't elected by the people to say in an election that he had won election to be a prime minister.
Mm-hmm.
Maurice Bishop had taken over the country like a midnight robber. He and his colleagues and him. So Maurice Bishop was a midnight robber. So I don't class him as he was a prime minister in Grenada. When you're talking about a prime minister for the country, is who elected by the people of the country in an election. So there's no way you trying to class us with Maurice Bishop. So that's the reason why I looking at Deacon Mitchell. He is no prime minister towards the people in this country. And for all my years' experience, Deacon Mitchell is the worst prime minister ever passed through Grenada. Carry quantity madness.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Sheldon.
All right, thank you. Yes, indeed, folks. Yeah, I ain't disagreeing with you, man. Let me see which prime ministers I've been under. I've been under Prime Minister Nicholas Brafitt. I've been under Prime Minister George Brizan. I've been under Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell. I've been under Prime Minister Tillman Thomas. And now I've been under Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell. And I agree, Deacon Mitchell is the worst. The absolute worst. That you could point to. Yeah, all talk and no action. Yeah, yap. I'm the biggest seller of Grenada. Yeah, biggest seller of Grenada, but you only wear an African outfit when you're going out. You have Faye Noel, you have Dali, you have Trisha Grant, you have what's her name in Granans there? The Jessamy young lady. Not Valma, Jessamy's little sister. Yeah, Jessie Ann Jessamy, who does, I mean, some of these people do beautiful, all of them do beautiful work. You ain't wearing their clothes. You're more interested in promoting African designers and African fabric when we have people right here, but use the biggest seller of Grenada. Not my initial point. I get that one from Mr. Francis Pierre. Biggest seller of Grenada. Yeah? But all your thing and them is foreign. Talking about you reconnecting. Cowards! All that's that path revolutionary wannabe. Yeah? He playing like all his revolution. Watch anyway. Hey, Papa, you after 10. Folks, that's all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. Remember, tomorrow night from 7 p.m. it's going to be the town hall taking place in the town of St. George at the Heinze school there. Yeah, the St. George Senior Anglican School. That's going to be taking place tomorrow, starting from 7 p.m. the town hall meeting there. You'll be hearing a lot about housing and infrastructure, roads and bridge development. And I know town people, listen, town people, you all know, you know. For 4 years, you had the present administration, they can't do the River Road project. People had to embarrass them on this program, and others had to embarrass them to show Lily block up the drain for them to send people into the drain bare hand to go and clean it. We had to embarrass them into doing what they need to do. Yeah? And after all this time, you still can't have the River Road project completed. You're not seeing any development to the town. They go, 1 minute they say they're putting in some concrete slabs over the drain. Next thing you see all them concrete slabs mash up because they didn't do it proper. And you're going to take the same individual who be doing that slapdash and nonsense work around the town of St. George and say, you going to give her the opportunity to become the MP? And the other person, you're hearing them talking on behalf of you in the town of St. George anyway. They're busy trying to get, you know what they're trying to do? As I said before, and I'll say again, there are only two political parties in this country. There are some people that want to believe they are another political party. That is up to them. They can have their belief. Grenada is a free country. They could form their party. They could do what they want. But what they will not be allowed to do, and St. Andrew Southeast, let me speak specifically to you. They know they can't win the seat. Let me repeat. They know with the lonely wanderer they have going around the seat taking picture with one people here, there, and everywhere. They know with the lonely wanderer they have running around the St. Andrew Southeast seat. You think they don't know that they can't win the seat? They know very well they can't win the seat. They are in a working relationship with the NDC to try and take down the political leader of the NNP. They are in a working relationship with the NDC. There is a symbiotic relationship between the two. Their full intention is spiteful in nature. It has nothing to do with national development. It has nothing to do with the development of St. Andrew Southeast and the people of Telescope or Mount Fan, or the people of, what they call that area down there again, by the Beach Hope. It has nothing to do with your development. It is all based on spite. You listen to them carefully when they're coming around. You watch what they're posting online and you could see the hatred oozing out of them. Because they are not interested in seeing Grenada develop. They're not interested in seeing the constituency develop. They send the lonely wanderer around to try and see how much votes she might be able to take away from the NNP. Remember, she was campaigning for the NDC last time, but for some reason, they think that she's going to be taking votes from the NNP when she was out campaigning with the NDC the last time. Well, all well and good. Yeah, so they're going around as much as possible trying to damage the new National Party in that constituency. They know they can't win, so it's a spite walk. They already know what has been promised to them by the NDC, that the NDC believe they will be able to pull it off if they could get rid of the leader of the NNP. So they believe that if they could help them do that, they would benefit from the NDC when they come in office. Don't fall for it. I know all you're smart, I know all you're brilliant, but I'm saying it for other constituencies to hear and look out for it in your area too. Because not only the political leader, the NNP, they're trying that with. They're trying to tag team various candidates to try and damage them, so that they would be able to force the NDC to win. Understand what is taking place, prepare yourself for it, and work for it. They know they ain't winning a single seat. They know in nearly every instance, except probably one, they're going to lose the deposit. Because once you don't get a certain amount of votes, you lose the deposit that you make as a candidate. So they know that. Don't fall for it. Folks, tomorrow, heading to the town of St. George, Heinze School. We're heading there tomorrow. So looking forward to that one. And folks, in everything you say, and do it safe and secure. We want to be speaking to you, want to be speaking with you, and definitely not about you. Love each and every one of you. My name is Sheldon Scott. I am out.
Get ready for the onslaught. You mad? You think they get away with? I'm a real bad man. I was the first one to win independence from 3 times in a row, but they never even invite me to one of the independence show. They say me and Usman Kelly singing political songs like we have an ulterior motive to bring the government down. But I tell them, hold on, wait a while. I won't let political vampires grab my style. They could take a look at all my independence songs. I never sing politics, or will write some sweet lyrics. So I don't know where they get this stinking idea from. Hey, somebody tell my Kenny gang a mistake they make to rap with young song. I'm in tongue real long, I know what is going on. They could leave me out from semi-final, that will never stop me at all. I'm in tongue real long, I know what is going on. They had their thing well planned to give the shanty man, so they leave out them bad man. They know they go take the crown, up the Paris set, so they make a big man wet. They say that we ain't good, we can eat that yellow food. Walk to them, it was disrespectful. What they label it, man. I'm a real bad man. It's a lad that living down by me. Well, one day he disrespect me because I asked him for my money. Then he went up in the ministry when he was in charge of culture, and he gave them strict instruction, don't give me no work for Carifta. Somebody tell Mr. Study for me, Carifta weekend, well I made the most money, because when I roll out in me nice clean Toyota, I drop people all over, I collect US dollar, but I never make Bobby roll and the back queen car. Hey, somebody tell this banger wrong, a mistake he make to with young song. I'm in tongue real long, I know what is going on. I want him to explain to the people how he got his driver's license. I'm in tongue real long, I know what is going on. You take them people land and try to be love stand, and then you walking wrong like you with some big badge, and when puzzle bully barricade, you fly up in a rage. That's why baby Jesus, he got you ignorant. Whoa, boy. Come to you for the wrong things. Wrong man to deal with. I'm a real bad man. I know some people will never like the fire that I'm spitting out. So all who can stand the heat, just come and box me in me mouth. As well scholar running up in mouth and Kid Mitchell and NNP. Realize the same center all you lads up be jumping and clapping for you. Some people bad-minded and head just for the lie. According to do anything to me so wrong and right. So right now I really don't give a damn what critics say. I come in with a gun blessing, I don't paying anything. So nobody cannot tell me what the hell to sing. Hey. When Kid Mitchell selling passport, all you want to strangle him like a goat. I'm in tongue real long, I know what is going on. No passport selling more than ramen shop, I don't hear nobody talking about that. I'm in tongue real long, I know what is going on. Bullets flying like butt, but I don't hear in a word from the commissioner, neither the prime minister. Everybody mouth and lock, no one there's